Good morning. In behalf of my colleagues Vilma Zoraida del Carmen Rodríguez Melchor y Vilma Esperanza Portillo Campos, I'm going to present this topic called Using Neurodidactics when Forming Language Teachers and Language Coordinators. This was a research that was carried out in the University of Guadalajara, and here I'm going to describe firstly the theoretical background there is around neurodidactics, then the setting of a problem, justification, general objective, specific objectives, hypothesis, methodology, results, and some references. Okay, to start with, neurodidactics is part of the neurosciences, and it is meant to modify the method of teaching and learning considering how the brain works. How does the brain work? To start with, the brain works when we excite the brain, when we ask the brain to work cooperatively, and we ask him to work with projects by learning meaningfully, by using flipped classroom, that is getting students to read and do activities before we are in class, by asking students to work together and to ask others to help, and by taking into account neurotransmitters. We also have that the brain works as far as the hypothalamus is ready to work and the amygdala. What is the function of the hypothalamus? Is this section of here. The hypothalamus is ready to work when we implement activities that relax the brain. Why? Because if the brain is relaxed and the amygdala is also relaxed, there's no inflammation. What does it mean to have an inflammation? When the amygdala is inflamed, that means that there's a lot of cortisol or there's a lot of stress. The blood pressure is high. There's some kind of weakness in the muscles, and students are not ready to work. So the main point is to relax students' brain and amygdala, and with that we will get a little bit more of let's say positive feelings to get students learn something. Okay, when we have activities such as games or activities in which students are challenged or praised by the teacher, they get serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphin. When the teacher relaxes students are ready to work, and they reduce their cortisol. The neurotransmitters are produced, this serotonin, dopamine, endorphin, and oxytocin, and their learning is better. So what are we going to promote? We're going to promote long-term memory by reducing all these levels of stress, and we're going to produce or have activities that are meaningful for students because they will get activities that are connected to real life world. How can we do that? Students can work from their houses and do some flipped classes in order to get more information about the class and get to the classroom with more information, and in that sense students know what the class is about and their learning is meaningful. What are the principles of neurosciences? Neurosciences stimulate the interest of students by promoting curiosity. That is number one. Number two, there should be a variety of activities. Number three, the teacher must show enthusiasm, so the teacher is going to reflect that, and students are going to get like how can we say that? Students are going to get motivated to do activities. Students are going to get information through different channels by doing, by acting, by playing, and by conscious attention too. They will be paying attention if they are relaxed and they are paying attention to what they are meant to. If we implement small breaks every 15 minutes, students can also learn better. And if we consider their feelings and emotions as we did in this investigation, they will be getting positive rewarding. Neurodidactics works on neuroplasticity. If we have a variety of activities, the brain is going to work better. Automaticity is that students work by themselves. Integration or cross training that has to do with exercising. Progressive challenge. The activities and the classes should go progressively, being not more difficult, but just challenging for students. We need to to get frequency and intensity of activities in such a way that students feel the classes are dynamic. We need to provide feedback every single class, and we need to engage students. Where was this research done? In Universidad de Guadalajara. In the 8th semester of Licenciatura en Docencia de Inglés como Lengua Extranjera, the class is called Seminar on Language Program Administration. These were students involved, and they were happily participating in the class. What was the main objective of a class for students to develop skills to become coordinators? So how do we justify this investigation? It's innovative because we apply the principles of neurodidactics to teach the class. What is the impact? The impact was that students learned, and as soon as they finished, they were hired and they were well paid. What was the benefit of this? That students developed skills to become coordinators, and they were asked to lead some of our programs in Guadalajara. And the main benefit is that with the skills they developed during the course and during the BA in English language teaching, they were hired with very high salaries. Okay, if this if the objective is to develop skills for students to become coordinators, the first one, the first objective, specific objective, is to know the principles of neurodidactics. Now we know them. To apply those principles in a class, to experiment different strategies, to experiment and evaluate students' learning class by class using the strategies, and to make students aware of skills that they develop during the flipped classes. Hypothesis. Forming students in the beginning language teaching in UDG can learn how to develop administrative skills by playing, role-playing, presenting topics, self-evaluating, and interviewing coordinators. So they carried out some activities with real life coordinators, and they learn from them. Okay, we'll continue. What is the contents of a subject? In this subject, that we're going to learn the following topics: liderazgo, inteligencia emocional, tipos de exámenes y certificaciones, formando capital humano, cómo, cómo, mm, cómo contratar gente, misión, visión, recursos humanos, análisis del libro, diseño curricular, educación inclusiva. All these topics were placed in a platform for them to have flipped classroom. They had readings, videos, and some activities before they had the classes. They had access to the classes, and they had 10 topics in the classroom, video readings, and presentations. The students were introduced the topics, but they before the class, that is called flipped classroom, but they introduced to their classmates the topics. 2 or 3 students chose a topic, and then they introduced the topic to the class with games and activities and role playing. The students evaluate each other by doing questionnaires and quizzes, and students did some research on what the coordinators do in the real life. They designed the instruments, they piloted the instruments, and they applied the instruments. By the end of a semester, and by the end of each class, they had a thanking journal. Every class they were saying thank you to their classmates and to or they were thanking what they learned. These are the results, and these are the activities they implemented to teach each other the different topics, and they were very happy because they were challenged to understand the topic from a platform. They were challenged to present the topic to their classmates, and they were challenged to evaluate each other. They presented their PowerPoints to their classmates with the information when introducing the topics. They were asked to carry out a research, and they developed the questions. I was supervising that. And finally, they gave the results, and they presented a report on their research. in English, and they discovered some of the questions like how much money the coordinators earn for being coordinators, and what are the different activities such as the coordinators carry out, such as building a schedule, doing exams or presenting exams for the teachers, suggesting materials, having supervisions with the teachers, and attending students' needs. They learn a lot. So they learned also about the most common complaints about language teachers, and they got the graphs and the results, and they were playing a lot. So I think neurodidactics is a very nice approach to teach students and to make them learn meaningfully. Thank you very much, and we hope you enjoyed this presentation.